Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Worlds TV. If you guys are new, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment, and don't forget to hit that bell notification right at the top to stay updated with recent content on this channel. Also, don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms at Worlds TV on X and Instagram, and Worlds TV on TikTok. And today we're going to talk about the real reason why Sanders slid in this past Thursday's NFL draft. Shedeur Sanders was projected to be a top 3 pick and slid all the way out of the first round to the 5th round, being selected 144th overall by the Cleveland Browns. So I'm going to share this screen for you guys and take a look at this picture right here. This picture right here is the exact reason why Shedeur Sanders slid. Is because there is a racial ingredient to it. Was because when Archie Manning dictated where his two sons were going to play professional football, it was seen as okay. It was seen as, well, it's a parent doing what's best in interest for his child. But when this guy right here in the middle, who has a different skin tone, a different skin shade, Deion Sanders said, well, you know what? I'm going to have a hand in where I want my sons to play professional football. It's seen as a problem. It's seen as arrogant. It's seen as, how dare you? You see, people do not like a black man. People do not like a confident black man. And people want to say, why it was making it about race? Because as I mentioned again, when Archie Manning did it, it was fine. When Eli Manning specifically literally did not want to play for the San Diego Chargers, who literally took him number 1 overall in the 2004 NFL draft, that was seen as okay. They ended up trading him to the New York Giants for Phillip Rivers. But when Shedeur Sanders and Deion Sanders said, you know what? There's some teams that we don't want to play for because we don't believe in the organizational structure, the culture, the environment. It's a problem. You should be happy and humble that an NFL team is even picking you. You come across as cocky and arrogant. You see, it's cool when they do it at the bottom, but it's a problem with the people at the top do it. There's another reason why Shedeur Sanders slid into the 5th round in the NFL draft, was because they wanted to get back at this guy right here in the middle. They wanted to get back at Deion Sanders because, as I mentioned again, the world does not like a confident black man. So they know that they can't go after Deion because Deion is a retired NFL player. He's a coach. He's a college coach now, approaching his 60s, if not in his 60s. So what can we do? What is the next best thing that we can do to affect this guy? You go after his seed. You go after his son, because you can't mean to tell me that in every mock draft board from these top scouts and analysts, Shedeur Sanders was a top 2 quarterback in this year's draft. Some of the quarterbacks that were taken ahead of him, like Tyler Show, Jalen Milroe, Dylan Gabriel, he all had better stats than. All had better stats than. Let's take a look at Jalen Milroe, who was selected what? In the 3rd round, 92 pick by the Seattle Seahawks. Let's look at his stats. He threw for 2,844 yards in 2024, average almost 9 yards, 16 touchdowns to 11 interceptions, and had a rating of 148.8. Now you look at Shedeur Sanders' stats at Colorado last year. He threw for 4,134 yards, an average 8.7 yards, had 37 touchdowns to 10 interceptions, and had a rating of 168.2. Now you look at Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel was also a finalist for the Heisman Trophy Award. His 2024 stats: he threw for 3,857 yards, had 30 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, and had a QB rating of 164.90. Last time I checked, these stats right here are not better than Shedeur Sanders. So Shedeur Sanders threw for more yards than Jalen Milroe and Dylan Gabriel. He had more touchdown passes, less interceptions than both of those quarterbacks. But yet he goes all the way to the 5th round. And what the fuck are the Cleveland Browns thinking selecting 2 quarterbacks? Because if you wanted to select the quarterback that you possibly had a chance of starting, Why not go for Shedeur Sanders? Because the tape doesn't lie. He had a better year than Dylan Gabriel. One guy literally broke a whole bunch of school records. That was Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders had a single season passing yards at Colorado, which was a school record at 4,134 yards. Single season pass completions at Colorado, broke the school record, set a school record for single passing touchdowns for a quarterback at Colorado, set a single season completion percentage at 74%, set a single season quarterback rating at 168.2, and Colorado finished in the top 25 AP poll for the first time since 2016. That is almost a decade ago. Remember, 2 years ago, this program was 1-11. 1-11. So the stats are there. The big game is there. The tape is there. And you mean to tell me that all what Shedeur Sanders did last year, what he did the year before, what he did at Jackson State, said, you know what? All 32 teams said, you know what? That's a 5th round draft pick talent. You have to be out your fucking mind if you think that. When again, he had better stats and a better season than Jalen Milroe and Dylan Gabriel, the two quarterbacks I mentioned. And if you want to look at Jackson Dart too, let's look at Jackson Dart's stats. So again, Jackson Dart, 4,279 passing yards. He had about, 29 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, got sacked 28 times, had a better QBR rating. Now, again, I'm not mad that Jackson Dart got picked a little bit ahead of Shedeur Sanders. But the tape doesn't lie, because you look at the sacks. Jackson Dart only got sacked 28 times compared to Sanders, who got sacked 42 times last year, and then the year before, 52 times. One guy had a better offensive line playing in the SEC, while the other guy did not have an offensive line at all and still put up these stats. One guy was the Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year, while the other guy, well, season ended pretty early. One guy, as I mentioned, set a whole bunch of school records for the University of Colorado, while the other guy was just another guy that went to Ole Miss. So again, this was to get back at Deion. The NFL teams, the GMs, the scouts, the owners all texted each other, said, you know what? We got to send a clear message because we can't get back at Deion. He's not playing anymore. He's been retired for 20, 30 plus years. He's a college coach. So let's go after his son, Shedeur. We do not want that type of confidence in our locker room. Because he literally came out and said, listen, if you're not trying to change the culture, if you're not trying to improve your organization to new heights of winning, don't draft me. What the hell did he say that was wrong? That's the purpose of you drafting a franchise-altering quarterback, is to change the winning culture, to make it better, to win games. That's the business of football, is to win games and win consistently at the highest level. It wasn't a problem when Baker Mayfield said it. It wasn't a problem when Johnny Manziel said it. Hell, it wasn't a problem when 80% of other NFL draft prospect players said it. But the minute Shedeur Sanders says it, it's a problem. The minute Deion Sanders says, you know what, there's some teams that I don't want my sons to play for because I'm not too keen and happy about the organizational structure, it's a problem. But when Archie Manning said the exact same thing, it's fine. When Eli Manning literally told the San Diego Chargers, I am not playing for your guys' franchise, and pretty much forced the franchise to make a trade, it was seen as that's the best for business for that individual grown man. When Archie Manning also got involved in where Peyton Manning was going to get drafted, it was seen as the best. That's what a parent is doing for the best interest for his son. But when these people at the top, who are all black, do the exact same thing as the people at the bottom. It's a problem. So this is why people bring race into it. It's cool when white people do it, when white athletes do it, but it's a problem when black athletes do the exact same fucking thing. You see the hypocrisy? You see the delusion? You see the disrespect? So that's the real reason why Shedeur Sanders slid from being a top 3 draft pick in the first round to being 144th overall in round number 5. It wasn't about his talent, because clearly his talent is undeniable. The tape is there. The footage is there. The stats are there. The accolades, the awards are all there. It's because they wanted to send a message to Deion Sanders that your son is not hot shit. They wanted to try to humble Deion Sanders and the Sanders family to say, know your role and shut your mouth. That is the real reason why Shedeur Sanders slid. Because when you have players taken ahead of you who can't even wipe your ass, it's no longer about talent. It's because GMs, owners, head coaches got into their personal fucking feelings and would say, yeah, we don't want Deion Sanders overshadowing or overlooking that locker room. First of all, Deion Sanders is a coach within his own right. He's not worried about you guys in the NFL. He's too busy recruiting, coaching, and turning boys into young men. But because, again, Deion Sanders and Shedeur Sanders' confidence rubbed them the wrong way because they're insecure within themselves. They said, yeah, we got to send a message. We got to humble Shedeur because we can't humble Deion. He has all the money in the world. He's doing what he wants to do. He's living his dream. He's not associated in the NFL any way, shape, or form. So what's the next best thing? Let's go attack and go after his own seed. That's what it is. Race plays a part into it. Ego plays a part into it. Personal feelings play a part into it. And if you don't believe that's the reason why, then you are a fucking idiot. And there's nothing I can do to help you. And you need to go back to first grade. But that's the real reason why Shedeur Sanders slid. Unbelievable, disrespectful. But Shedeur Sanders, this is your time to make those 31 other NFL teams pay. When you are given the opportunity, go out there and ball, because right now the Cleveland Browns quarterback situation is a mess. They regret giving Deshaun Watson $250 million guaranteed. He's probably not going to pay this year because he's recovering from a torn Achilles that he retorn while recovering from the first torn Achilles. And I believe Shedeur Sanders is more than capable of one day winning the starting job. And when he does, go out and give him hell. Go crazy on him. Make those 31 other teams regret not taking you because your confidence rubbed them the wrong way, because they're insecure within their thought process or maybe within their own selves. And as I always say again, America, the NFL, clearly, they don't like confident black men. And it just went to show. Because Shedeur doesn't have any off the field troubles. He's been good off the field. No arrest, no domestic violence situations, no none of that. NFL players clearly do. Shedeur Sanders doesn't have an issue off the field. It was all because, again, personal feelings and jealousy. Let me know what you guys think about my reasoning and my commentary on this. Do you agree, disagree? Leave a comment down below. Smash like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.